So hello everyone. So in next 2 minutes, I'll tell you some quick differences between the mindsets of developing countries people and people of developed countries. And this will alone clear many confusions. See, first of all, let's talk about our source of knowledge and information. Mostly people living in developing countries rely on media houses, channels, news channels. Whatever they tell us, we perceive them as the real. And what is more interesting in this, that we never think of verifying all these things. So we just consider it the universal fact. And on this, we just compile our personal knowledge, personal understanding, and perceptions about the ongoing social conditions, right? Now, when it comes to the mindset of developed countries, people there are not just relied on media houses, but they are mostly uh, bent more on reading books and the content of different books. They know exactly how the history works and the functions, and they also know that media channels and the houses are just mouthpieces of these political leaders, and therefore they only talk about the concerns of the leaders, and therefore to be blindly devoted towards these news channels and the contents they share with us, they impart, will be very risky for the society and to know the social conditions, right? And this makes it very clear that why these people are so developed, not just physically but mentally. Now, I also tell you one thing which is quite an example. Ever since this Epstein file came floating everywhere, our way of perception, I mean, I'm talking about developing countries, people's perceptions about this Epstein file is very limited. What we are talking is just that whether we should elect some other prime minister the next time or we should stick to the current option. Because many people say that ever since our honorable prime minister name has been exposed in this Epstein file, I think it is quite an unethical for a prime minister to be so, and therefore he has lost the position to be known and recognized and revered as the prime minister of the country. We are not going beyond it. So our just perceptions limited to whether we continue with this prime minister or should elect him. Now, comparing with the other, especially developed countries, mindset people, how they are perceiving this all entire episode is far beyond our even understanding. So how these people could understand these Epstein file is that many of the developed countries people have understood this Epstein file is not just related to one thing, but as a battle between the rich and the poor people. Why? Because they consider rich people can go to any extent and harm people just to comfort their life. And therefore, their criticism, their demonstrations largely against large number of people who are super elite in developed countries. They're not even bothering about whether they should elect other president not in America, but what they are bothering about is that what is going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years. Ever since we have just I mean, perceived that this pandemic was also discussed under the planning that it should be, I think, diffused around the globe, and the only purpose was just to limit the population of the country. As long as population is limited, the consumption of the natural resources is limited, and we only be the possession of the rich or elite people. So look at the way they deal with these issues and compare it with our way of dealing with this issue. I think we should learn this thing from them. And I tell you one thing, for this you can really practice and you can do it your own. So stop being over relied on media houses. Just take a quick shift to reading books, consume more data, and this will only increase your understanding about how the social functions, how the rich community functions. Two books which are basically recommend to exactly understand the social and the political and the mindset of the rich people. One, that Why Don't Poor People Kill Us, written by Joseph Manu. This book is quite an efficient and a quite effective book. Will clear each and everything about the mindset of the rich people and how the poor people are just a puppet under the rich people's hand. And second book is Manufacturing Consent, written by Moon Chomsky. He talks about the medias and its hypocrisy and its corrupt practices in the name of imparting true news to the people. This is what I wanted to share with you. I hope you will understand the purpose for addressing this issue and sharing this with you. Change your way of life, shift your sources of information and knowledge, and trust me, you will know the reality, and that is what is the current need of the day. This is what I wanted to share with you. Till then, take care. Bye bye.